Hello Cherise, hello Reinhard, hello Melissa. Hi Michelle. Hello Ansi. Hello Mishka. Hi Lana. Hi Steve. Hi Merlin. Hello Runel. Runel and Kevin. Hallo Isabella. Dis nie so koud hier in die Weskaap as wat dit in die Vrystaat is nie. So nee, ons kry nie te koud nie. Ek kry nie te koud nie. Hallo Anton, hallo Andrei. Hi Joy. Mama Joy. Hi Marinda. Good evening guys, I hope you're all well. Thanks for joining me tonight. I think tonight's live is going to be a very special one. As you might have seen this week, or actually last week when we posted the banner for tonight's interactive session. Obviously, as you guys all know, Neil's joining me tonight. There's a couple of questions that I'm going to be asking him. It's a Q&A session with Neil. Sorry, let me just switch on my... Yeah, so that you guys can see me better. So, yes, guys, some of the questions that I will be asking Neil tonight, obviously, is especially for those people that are joining us for the first time tonight, or some of you that don't know Neil or don't know the UIM. Hopefully this video goes viral so that tonight's live can also be shared with other people that are interested in joining the UIM or interested in supporting us. Let me rather say. So the questions that I have selected that I will be asking Neil tonight is obviously some of the more pertinent questions out there. These are regular questions that we get on social media and that Neil gets personally when people send him emails. Those questions are obviously we'll be digging into Neil's past a bit tonight. We'll ask Neil why he joined the ANC in the first place and why did he leave? And then obviously why did he get involved in politics and what made him decide to start the UIM? Why did the UIM register to become a political party instead of staying a movement? And then we'll also be asking Neil some political questions. Obviously, we'll be asking Neil what his opinion is about the current situation in South Africa. Does he feel that this country has reached the point of no return, or is South Africa salvageable? And then, just a special message from Neil to every person out there, or all the people out there that are still stuck in the past, the people that are refusing to unite, and obviously the people out there that still refuse to vote. So those are some of the more important questions that I'll be asking Neil tonight. And then obviously once we are done with our Q&A session, I will give you guys an opportunity to also request to join the screen with me and Neil. And you guys are more than welcome to answer any questions that you might have. So this is a once, I won't say once in a lifetime opportunity, but I mean, people very seldomly, or it's not a regular occurrence where people are given the opportunity to ask Neil questions directly. So please make use of this opportunity tonight. Please send me your request. If you'll see at the bottom of your screen, there's a little green man that you just click on, and then there's a message that will pop up that you need to press as well to send me a request, and then I can add you onto this live. Just give us a chance, please, to finish the question and answer session, and then you guys are more than welcome to join us and ask your questions. I see I've already got a few requests here. I just want to see if one of those isn't Neil's request. Okay, Neil hasn't joined us just yet. Neil went in for some MRI scans tonight as well. So I think Jesse, his personal assistant, let me know that he would, possibly be a couple of minutes late because he's still waiting to get out of the, for them to finish with the MRI scan. So as soon as Neil sends his request, I will add him onto this live, and then we will get right, we'll start with the questions and answers immediately. Okay, I'm still waiting for Neil. So guys, please, while we are busy talking, while we are busy speaking and doing this questions or this Q&A session, write down the questions that you want to ask, and if given the opportunity, please join me and ask your question. Like I said, tonight's session is going to be very informative, and I'm hoping that all of you share this video when it's done uploading to Facebook. Please share this message or this video with as many people as possible. We are using this opportunity to also speak to people that don't know Neil, that don't know the UIM, that this is basically like an introduction into the UIM and Neil himself. That's why we are all covering the past again. I think Neil is quite tired by this time now to speak about his past. I think that it's an issue that has been dealt with many times in the past, but we also realize that, new people are joining every single day, and there's a lot of people that weren't privileged enough to watch these videos or all the videos or the live sessions that Neil has done in the past year. So tonight's your opportunity to ask him questions and to find out exactly who the man is and who we are as the UIM. I see I have received a request from Neil. Let me just check quickly. Okay, there we go. Good evening, Neil.
SG, how are you? And
I'm fine. How are you? You looking well? Oh.
Yeah, I look well under the circumstance. I've got my 100 drips still in today, but I thought that I need to talk to the people. I need to say hello. The blue eyes are still there. Bietjie gewig verloor, maar ja, ek voel goed. I feel good. I feel blessed under God. I feel blessed under the people of the Republic. I feel blessed to be a South African. And, when you've gone through 3 months of fighting cancer, a month of recovery, 6 weeks in ICU, you start thinking other stuff, Jacques. And you start thinking about other stuff when you've had a second lease of life from God. And I'm going to have a hell of a story to tell. But I think tonight I am here, not as a patient. I'm not here as a brother. I'm here as the president of the United Independent Movement. And I'm here to speak to the people about my thoughts. I've had 8 weeks of thinking. Lot of Twitter. Ek sien ek het die mense goed op hulle moer gegee op Twitter. So I can still do this. I might not always be able to do this, maar ek slaat vir hulle. And we don't fear. And, I've had a lot of time to think about my future. When one goes through a life-changing event, you still wonder if you want to go on. If politics, this dreaded, dirty business of politics, if that is still with you, and if you still have the guts, if you still have the energy to fight. Because when you started 1.5 years ago, which we'll be talking about, I was vigorous, I was ready. And now you sit with half a body, you sit with this, and you think, can I still fight? And the answer is yes. Even more now. Because now I have nothing to lose. I only have to lose the grace of God, the will of the people, and my ID as a member of the Republic of South Africa, which now I've stared death in the eyes for many times, but now I'm ready. So, Jacques, it's good to see you, and it's good to see the people, really. Laat vaai.
I'm so happy to see you, and I'm so glad that you took the time to join tonight. I know that you are still sick. You are still in hospital. You were admitted to hospital again this week. I have removed my cap. I hope you don't mind the messy hair, but there's not much that I can do with this hair at the moment. Neil, before we start with the questions, obviously
Of style.
Sorry?
We have an SG, a Secretary General that has style. We have one of the youngest SGs. Not only just an SG, but an attorney to be admitted. A person with a law degree, a person that studied the law. So I don't care if your hair was hanging on the backside. It looks good and you look fine.
Thank you very much. My dad will disagree with you, but I'm glad that you like it. Neil, so yeah, I just wanted to get a quick update on your current health situation before we get stuck in with the questions. I think people are wondering out there. I mean, I heard this week from Cindy, obviously, that you were admitted again, but I also received good news today that you might be coming out tomorrow and that your scans were clear. So can you just give the people a quick update, and then we can start with the questions?
Yeah, sure. Jacques, about 3 months ago, as you know, you were there the day when we got the news. We were sitting on the back stoop of my house. I think we were in a strategy meeting, trying to find out what is a councillor and trying to find out what's a ballot and what's a PR vote. And I got the news that day that I have been diagnosed with colon cancer. The cancer has been coming steadily for a couple of years, apparently. Unbeknownst to me, it's the upper middle center colon. And funny enough, Jacques, my dad passed away of that cancer. My uncle Stephen passed away from that cancer. And my grandmother passed away from that cancer. So I found out it is very much hereditary. It's very much in our family. And to me, it was a death sentence. But I think after calming and talking to you and saying that there's a chance that you can fight cancer. And I'm very happy to announce that on my scan on Tuesday, my CT scan came clear. I am cancer-free. I am now in remission and no cancer detected in my body. So that's where we are. I have lost a third of my body mass. I have got an ongoing recurring illness of being very nausea and very ill. I think it's the aftermath of being 6 weeks in ICU. I've had to be checked in on Sunday again because of this, but at this moment it's in hand. I feel very well. Did MRIs today. Camera hier, camera daar. Ek het gelyk, ek dink op 'n stadium soos 'n Susati. Maar as waar jy 'n kamera kon, ek sê vir hulle ek voel soos kyk net. Ek is gekamera. Maar that came back. It looks good. No seriousness, and it looks like I've got a bag. I've got a stoma bag that I carry. It's a bag that they put on when you bypass the stoma, the stomach, ileonoscopy. And it seems in 3 weeks, Jacques, I will not be having that bag anymore. So what can I tell you? Apart from not always feeling well, I'm blessed by God. There are many times in this journey where I closed my eyes, where they nearly lost me, and where I said, Here God, jy moet nou oorvat. God, you must take me. And he did, Jacques. So no matter that I've only become a Christian 2 years ago, then went into this massive political thing, and then got cancer and then fought this, I am now more rock solid in Christ than I have ever been in my 53 years of life. Because we believe. And that's where I want to stop with that by saying the opening of a political party is because you believe. Is because if God can do this for one, how can God not do this for 60 million? And that's where I am today. Hopelik môre na my eie huis toe met my eie huiskas. hierdie goedjies net 'n bietjie weg. Neil de Beer is coming back. And that's where I am today.
Well, that's awesome. That's quite a testimony. And I have to also just tell you that, and I've told you this, that first day when I visited you in hospital, I think it was 3 days after your operation.
Yeah.
When I left that hospital room of yours, I told Cindy that I don't have a very good feeling about this, because I've never seen you in such a state in my entire life, and I've known you for 22 years. Yeah. And yeah, I left with a heavy heart, because that day, what I saw, hopefully I never get to see that again, but I'm just glad that you pulled through, and we are so happy that you're back. The UIM is not the UIM without you. It just simply doesn't exist. So we are so happy to have you back.
Yeah, that very night, Jacques, the next day they lost me for a couple of minutes. And but it wasn't to be. It wasn't to say, you are stuck with me, so bloody don't get all another 25 years.
I'm happy to have you.
Nog ja, ek weet nie hoe ek dan gaan lyk nie. Seker niks hare nie, maar ons gaan 'n nuwe land hê.
Nee wat, ek dink hulle het jou 'n bietjie botox gegee daar onder verdowing, want jy lyk jonger.
Hempie. Hey Jacques, laat wy, kom ons praat met die mense.
Yes, Neil. So obviously the first question is a question that you have dealt with many times before. It's a topic that you always get a lot of flack for. I think it's about time for you. Well, you've set the record straight so many times, but I'm also realizing that a lot of new people have joined the UIM subsequently, and there's a lot of people that don't know your story. So I think we can cover two questions at once. First question being, why did you join the ANC back in the day? And then obviously, what eventually made you decide to leave? So those are two questions that you can cover in one go.
Yeah, Jacques, it's actually a very easy thing. If you're an honorable man and you're a loyal man to the truth, and you have been brought up in a home like I was brought up, where justice, righteousness, religion of right and wrong is clear, you'd always test your conscience. Now, when you speak about why do you join an organization, why do you join a rugby club, why do you join a friendship group, why do you join a school, why do you join something? In that, you've got something called esprit de corps. You've got an ethos. You've got something that binds you together for no matter who you are. And in our days, a very big thing in the apartheid era, when I was at the height of my age, 1984, 85, 86, there was forced military. You either went to the police, you went to correctional services, army, or you went to the jail. Or you had to go study and afterwards come to your military service. I was one of them. I was a vigorous fighter for the Republic. Ek het geglo in die oranje, blanje, blou. Ek was inteendeel, ek dink jy weet, was 'n rowwe ou gewees wat hierdie land wou beskerm. Ek is weermag toe. 1986 is ek Heidelberg Transvaal toe. Ek het by die leergimnasium my basies gedoen. Ons is toe van daar af, het ek toe 'n opsie gekry om by spesmagte aan te sluit. Nie as 'n operateur nie, maar as een van die hulpmense in hulle intelligensiediens en in hulle kommunikasie. Ek is spesmagte HK toe in Swartkop Park, daar by Speskop. En toe het ek 'n kans gekry om 4 hekkie toe te gaan. En waar ek toe saam met die operateurs Ops Hooper, Modulair en Packer gedoen het in Angola, met die laaste beklei in Kwitu Karnaval, saam met 4 hekkie wat op daai stadium die verkenningsregiment was, wat op daai stadium, that at that stage 4 hekkie was the special force unit that we had to support as part of 4 hekkie battalion in Langebaan. And then, Jacques, I finished my national service, but I found that I wanted to continue. I was then recruited by the security police, as you know, and I joined in 1988 of November. I joined the security branch in Cape Town under a guy called Captain Andy Miller. You know, I appear in a book which was written by my colleague, my comrade, Brad Stein, a brother of mine, that now obviously tells the story of how we joined an undercover agency of the security police. And the book is written about that. Whilst fighting the draconian Rooi gevaar, the communists, the black onslaught, many things came very clear to me in the apartheid era. The apartheid era became clear to me because I was starting to engage with the enemy, obviously being in the position I was in that unit. And while engaging with so-called terrorists, you know, we in the apartheid era, we never had the opportunity, Jacques, ons moet dit nou begin erken. We never had the opportunity to delve into the other side. Because we were taught, you don't ask questions, you follow orders, dis reg of verkeerd, jy gaan doen jou ding. And that's important. So make no mistake, I'm not ashamed that I was part of the apartheid era police, I was part of the apartheid defense force, I fought with everything, because I believed that we had to protect our country. But we were brainwashed. Now, like it or not, I'm 54 years old. Ons moet nou begin hierso dink. Ons moet regtig begin dink, dit is nou 30 jaar na die tyd. But if you fought in the apartheid era like I did, and I've got my medals, I've got my propriety, I've got my service medal, I've got my Dienst medallion, my border medal, my unification medal, I've got my medals. I'm not hanging on to the past. But I came to a point while serving the apartheid state where I saw this is going to crumble. I saw this was going to fall apart. This was not going to be able to be maintained by a white regime at all. And they knew it, Jacques. Evie de Klerk knew it. Pik Botha bloody knew it. Nick Korenhoff knew it. All die bloody ministers. Rolf Meyer knew that they were going to bloody sell our people out. And I'll tell you on record for the first time, he break nies. He break it. Because I was there. There was one man in the then leadership positions in the Apartheid National Party and in the Apartheid government and in the Apartheid Defense Force. There was one man. His name was General Constant Viljoen. Hear me well? His name was Constant Viljoen. And Constant Viljoen, General, never surrendered. He's the only person in leadership, Jacques, that said if necessary, we would go to war. But he got sold out. And we know today who sold us out. Now, I knew this was going to happen. I then did a strategic decision whilst engaging with the people of Nelson Mandela that I would look at joining the African National Congress to ensure that when they take over this regime, they would have people, sorry, that are white. Yeah. Because they had no white people in the ANC. They had very little, and if you call that are now running around, no names mentioned, ach, they hou with them, Karl Neus and die mense. You look at who they are. We all come from that era, but there was Karl Neus, there was Neil de Beer, there was Joe Slovo, there was Ronnie Caswells. These were the only, Ruth First. These were the only whites. So we were probably not even 100, 200 white MK cadres that were part of this regime that could change the mind and the mindset of a new government that not every single white person in this country is a racist, Jacques. That not every single person they were going to face when they de facto were going to take over, that we were going to be fighting them. And Nelson Mandela in 1988, 89, 90, that's when the first talk started, and I'll give you a bit of info on that. Evie de Klerk was not the first man to talk to Nelson Mandela. Dit is 'n klomp gemors. The first person to talk to Mandela officially as a government head was in actual fact P.W. Botha. So there's a lot of disparities. Daar's 'n klomp gemors, daar's 'n klomp poespas. Jy weet, poespas wat hier rond lê, daai woorde is in die HT, jy kan maar gaan kyk. As jy vet is jy poeselig. Nou ons moet nou begin wakker word. Ons moet begin Afrikaans verstaan in ons moedertaal. En ons moet ons sintuie begin regkry dat nie almal was verraaiers nie. En dat daar party mense is wat eintlik heroes was. Nie ek nie. It's a single mannetjie wat opgestaan het en I joined Nelson Mandela. It was my decision. I joined him. I joined him because I knew if I could get close to him, I could advise him, because he would turn around and say, Neil, what do the Boere say about this? Dan kan ek hom antwoord, nie jy nie. Hierdie ander manne wat rassisties is, wat om viertjies gesit het en gebromprom met hulle 308's, wat ingedonder het in Botswana, wat met kanongevuur doodgeskiet is en wat op 'n Sondag koerant voor 'n blou Mercedes, soos honde en varke geskiet is. Nie een van hulle is verdedig deur daai mense nie. Waar is hulle? Ja, hulle is weg. So wat se tipe oorlog het ons gehad? As ons nie eers dit kon regkry as die AWB nie. Maar die AWB, ek is jammer, het nie vir Constant Viljoen geluister nie. Hulle het nie. Nou ons kan sien jy my diepte van geskiedenis. So ons kan aangaan nog 3 aande daarvan. Maar ek sê, ek het hulle gejoin, want ek het geweet Nelson Mandela wil vrede hê. He wants peace. He does not want a war. And that's important. Why did I leave the ANC after 32 years? Because they became a draconian state. They became exactly what Mandela hated. He became, the ANC became a hyena. Het 'n gespuis, 'n gemors, 'n getrilling en 'n gedrilling, 'n gefleksie van jelly konkokte ruggraatlose kokkerotte wat op hierdie oomblik rondloop en soos hyenas pik as die groot leeu's karkasse los. En die gemors en gespuis wat ek begin sien het daar, het vir my gesê, ek moet waai. Because again I faced the truth. I faced justice. Like I walked out of the apartheid government, I walked out of the ANC. It's my right. It's my duty. I have tested my conscience and I decided that I was not like Moses, but Moses was not an Egyptian. Moses was an Israelite. But Moses grew up in the temple and in the palace of Pharaoh. But when it became time to lead his people, the Israelis, not his people, but his people. Want jy sien, Jacques, as jy nou sê, my mense. Oh, my mense. Jy siener. Jy is nou die man in die brein pak, en die brein sweetpak, en die safari pak. So jy sê nou die boere is jou, nee, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm part of South Africans, and if South Africans need to be led out of this draconian regime that's turned on its own, I will stand. And that's why I left the African National Congress. Blatantly.
Well said, Neil. And then obviously after you left the ANC, well, you've always been a businessman. Obviously, I know for a fact you started up so many companies that went on to do very, very well. And, at the height of your how can I say it, business career, or whatever you want to call it, you then decided to go back into politics. I know for a fact that you were traveling abroad. Yeah, you were away almost every single month. I just watched you on Facebook the whole time. You were in Switzerland, and then in London, and then in Spain. And then all of a sudden you decide to go back into politics, and then you formed the UIM. What happened there?
Jacques, I think very few people know the mid-history. They know young man military, then they know MK. Now UIM. They don't know that I was, in actual fact, the first Secretary General of an organization that led the economy on the continent for the African Union, called the Organization for African Business Development. I was for 3 years leading 53 countries in their economies out of Africa. In those 3 years, I spent 182 nights of a year on an aircraft visiting 42 countries. This is an honor. They don't know that I was involved in creating the African World Bank, which was there to protect the African continent and create the African Monetary Fund, that we are independent. And I posted my first article in the African Times magazine today. It was a bietjie dikker. Maar Afrika kos manne. But I led the continent. Do you really think Neil de Beer came out of nowhere? I've had 42 businesses registered in 8 countries on 6 continents. So I didn't just go away and appear. I'm a renowned international political African economist. I've written 127 articles for independent media on African global economy. You know that. You've seen them. We've printed them out and put them against the wall. I am actually an African geopolitical economist, trained for the past 24 years. So I'm not an idiot. I'm not a warmonger. I'm not a soldier. I'm not a terrorist. I'm not a liberation fighter. I'm a normal African businessman that did very well, made a lot of money because of my guts, my entrepreneurship. I don't even know that people know I was part of the management of the under-21 Springbok team for 2 years that won a World Cup in Argentina. So there's a lot of fallacies and facets about Neil. Ja, ek was die Springbok bestuurder, deel van die bestuurspan van die onder 21 Springbokke wat die Wêreldbeker gewen het. I started the first ever, Jacques, Rugby Institute and University in the world in 1999 in Stellenbosch University. I was a vice president of one of the clubs of Marty's Rugby. I owned Rhino Rugby South Africa and then bought the Rhino Rugby Africa franchise. This is who I am. I founded the first ever sports management company in 1997 called Sports Pro International and represented Dale Santon, people like Justin Swart, Tox van der Linde, Kreino Otto, Neil de Kok. Yeah, it's a mystery why people think you just appear. Go do your history research. Go do Google. It shows you how you knock a guy, you slam a guy because of one thing in history, and then at the end of the day you find out, but this guy has lived a life of 53 years. That's unbelievable. So the decision to go into politics, I've never been in politics. Again, rumor. I've been a card-carrying member of the African National Congress, like any other guy is a card-carrying member of the DA or the Bloody Freedom Front. The only difference is I had connection because I was part of MK. I could speak to leadership, but I decided not to. You know, Jacques, what goes around comes around. I never stole, partook in a tender, or got involved in government business, as you know, in the Republic of South Africa. All my businesses were mostly overseas. Why? I knew this time will come. I knew that the fat lady will sing. I knew that if we had to be scrutinized, the whole ANC would fear me because I know, they know, I don't take anything. So the reason I decided, I was actually leaving. Ek was op pad uit, Jacques. Jy weet het. Ek was besig om my kantore toe te maak. Ek het my 26 staflede hierso gehalveer. En ek was op pad Spanje toe om daar af te tree. En een aand het 'n ou met die naam van Graham Power, very well-known Christian, chairman of Power Construction, he's a patron of us. And I want to share a prayer with Graham tonight. Graham has got leukemia. Graham has been fighting the same battle, cancer. He's up and down, but he's a fighter. And we ask that God blesses Graham Power and his family tonight and hold him strong. But he asked me, what is my plans? And I told him I'm leaving. This was 2 Novembers ago. 2 November, 2 jaar gelede was ek reg om te immigreer en om te waai. En hy het my oortuig. He spoke to me. Another gentleman, Michael Louis, founder of the ACDP, came to me and said, Neil, you cannot leave. And I said to him, what is left? Die Suid-Afrikaanse blanke het nie meer plek in hierdie land nie. Ons voel nie meer welkom in ons eie land nie. Die Suid-Afrikaanse breinmens, die kleerlingmens, wat een van die mees begin stadium volkere was in hierdie land, die Khoisan, die Khoi, die Griqua, die Nama. Hulle het ook verdwyn. Hulle het ook heeltemal nie meer stem nie. And the Indian community. the Indian community. So we've become the minorities, Jacques. But what they forgot, we are 8 million minority. What's our problem? We can't unite. We can't stand together. There are 325 registered political parties under the IEC in the Republic. The UIM in 1 year became 24th largest party in this country in 1 year. Why? I'll tell you why. It's because we started a party for the people. That's what I started. I didn't start a political party. I started a bloody family. A family that stands together, that braais, cries. Springbok, biltong, pap, marog en geelvet. Mama en moes, cheese en nyama. Koeksisters, melktert, koffie, moer, koffie. And isn't it weird, Jacques, when we have a World Cup, Sipho en Jan, moerie All Blacks. Sipho en Jan bliksem die Australiërs by die toilet onder by Loftus. Maar 'n week na die World Cup, haat ons weer mekaar. I don't know what's wrong with this country. But one thing I know what's right. And that is that I am a South African. And in South African, we can. Like I beat cancer. I can. I started a political party because I wanted to have a party that stands for the truth, that has guts, that sees no race, wat klaar is met apartheid, a party that believes in Christ and in all religions except Satanism, a party that would fight for the Constitution, a party that will fight corruption with everything we've got, and a fight against bloody crime. And if we can just get the capital back by not stealing, we would have a perfect party. That's why I started the United Independent Movement. Why? Unite, think independently, create a movement, and now we are a registered political party.
I have to correct you though. The UIM came 24th after 3 months of being a party, not 1 year.
I tend to be corrected, and that's a good correction.
Yeah. Yeah, Neil, thank you. Thank you for sharing that, and thank you for sharing your past and a bit of your life. I think there's a lot of people, I can personally say, that I just wish people would take the time to just spend a minute with you over the phone or just come and meet you in person, because I've known you for 22 years. I'm your son's godfather. I was at your wedding. I was at your bachelor's. I've known you for 22 years.
Sorry,
and
sorry,
I would like to invite, sorry?
We just need to delete the bachelor's thing. That night, if we can delete.
I've still got the photos. I'll post some tomorrow. No, I just feel that, you know what, people don't know you. People don't know you at all. Yes, we all have a past. Unfortunately, your past is written down. You know, a lot of us have a past that remains hidden and a secret. People will never get to, people will never know what we've done what I've done in my life. But yours, unfortunately, has been, it's been laid bare. So the reason why you get a lot of criticism is because people know exactly what you did. And it shouldn't be that way. I mean, you know, the difference between Steve Hofmeyer and Joost, this is a stupid example that I'm going to use, but the people crucified Joost and they love Steve because Steve came out and spoke the truth and admitted to his mistakes, and Joost didn't. And the people gave Joost a lot of flack for, you know, for denying what all those allegations against him. And that's just, I think that's just the South African thing. I don't know why. This is something that I can't explain. That's wrong with our people. Yeah, I would like to invite everybody out there before they, you know, everybody's got an opinion about everybody. I've got opinions about people, but before, you know, going public with those opinions, just take some time, pick up a phone you, speak to you for 5 minutes, or just come and meet you in person. I can promise you people will definitely, when they leave that meeting, they will think differently about you. And this is just from my side. I just wanted to say that to everybody out there.
Jacques, I think more than that, I think they need to meet the UIM.
Yes.
You know, if God did not spare me, I would not be here. My question is, would the UIM be here? And my heart says, we started a movement that will grow beyond Neil de Beer. A leader that decides to form a group about him. A leader that builds an organization around him. A leader that becomes greater than God shall never flourish as a leader. God anoints leaders. God summons and calls a leader. You cannot assume you are a leader. I'm not a leader called by myself. I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve according to the Holy Spirit, God's Bible, God's word, and a republic that stood the test of time. You will carry the flag. Neil dies, UIM continues, because it's not about Neil de Beer. It's about 60 million people, 120 million eyes, 120 million ears, 60 million mouths, 120 million hands. Can you imagine what we can do? So the UIM is the small little party that's violently getting into people's face and says yesterday through its president on Twitter, "Sal ek gaan vir jou bliksem. Want jy's skuldig. Nee, jy's skuldig. And you are guilty on so many fronts." So Cyril Ramaphosa had a great opportunity, Rampies, to expose yourself, put everything on the table. Ramadollar. Nou sit Ramadollar en Ramadollar sit hy met Ramakoek op sy gesig. En al wat hy oomblik doen is hy smeer Rama. Want op hierdie oomblik is die Ramaphosa Rama dik by Pala. Nou Pala het nou net Cyril Ramaphosa se inkandla geraak. You see, if Jay-Z came forward and he said, nee, dit is 'n swembad. En ek swem die liewe hel uit hierdie swembad uit. En daai is my hoenders en daai kraal was vir beeste. En hierdie ander huisies wat hier gebou is, die 46 is my 346.444 vrouens en die 1.926.444 kinders. So, dan sou almal gesê, ja nee. Maar toe gaan lieg hy. No, this is a fire pool. Ja, jy moet helikopter gras, net so. Kak man. If he admitted, Jacques, gebruik maar woorde, né, om die vuur. Ek is die president. Dan is hy okay, maar nee. No, I didn't have money in. Nou is daar dit en dit. Hy jok man. Hy lieg. In the latest Times magazine South Africa poll of Monday, 60% of the people in this republic that took part in the poll do not trust, do not support our president. They don't support I put on TV, I'm watching CNN and Al Jazeera. Instead of telling the people how beautiful our country is, how stunning Cape Town is, how luxurious Umhlanga is, how beautiful Phoenix, how stunning Lady Brand, die Vrystaat, Bloemfontein. Instead of having those pictures, what do we have? Cyril Ramaphosa, South African president, looking at money laundering charges in South Africa and a scandal. That's what they spoke about us, man. Dis jy. Dis ek. Dis vir julle verteenwoordig. Shocking parliament. Shocking to sit in my ill state and watching the opening of the budget speech of those draconian jelly tots. En almal van hulle, nie net die ANC nie, maar die DA ook, die Vryheidsfront, die UDM, die EFF, almal van hulle sit en hulle sit stil. The UIM won't sit there, hoor my? As ons 5 of 10 of 20 mense in daai parlement inkry, ons is beere, hoor. Ons is bejingels. Ons is die ouens wat net daar gaan sit. Jy dink jy gaan ons met 'n waterbottel en met 'n rooi helmet neek. Luister gou vir my, jy moet 'n paar van daai manne sien in warm bad en welkom. Hulle gaan nie jou, luister, jy moet nou mooi hoor met jou rooi dingetjie. Hulle gaan vir jou moer. Now, if I go to parliament, which I am, in 2024, I'm going to parliament. Jacques, hoor my, hulle kan my nou aankla vanaand, maar as julle een stukkie nonsens in daai parlement maak terwyl ek daar is, gaan ek julle neek. Julle gaan geneek word. Ek gaan nie daar sit en kou en sit en ja, nee, 'n speaker point of order. Ek sal vir jou bliksem. Want as jy ons naam gat maak, nou sit jy daar met die DA en jy sit met die gentleman en point of order en nee, jy help die speaker. Help die, bring alles, bring jou popcorn, jou brandewyn, bring alle, ons gaan nie eers overalls dra nie, man. Ons gaan jeans, tekkies en 'n t-shirt, kaki wat ons gaan dra. Maar hoor my, as jy ongedissiplineerd in daai parlement is en jy begin rond te stoei, hierdie masters of arms and legs and arms and masters of heads skuif so. Ek gaan vir jou help. Want ons soldate is moeg. Ons veterane, our veterans are tired. We might be 53, 55, 65, maar luister gou. 'n boer met 'n roer. And there's a couple of good MK guys. Want Jacques, ons kan nie hierdie alleen doen nie. The whites cannot do this. Hoor my, I'm sorry. Die blanke Suid-Afrikaner, ons kan nie dit alleen doen nie. Ons sit met ander minderhede, ons moet met hulle praat, Jacques. We've got to start negotiating. We are 624 days away from election. Wil ek dit weer sê? It's 2024. Now, we are not going to get rid of the ANC if we don't unite. If we don't take on the draconian cabal of COSATU, the Communist Party, the ANC, and the EFF. And now you get Helen Zille, with respect, saying on the news on Twitter 2 days ago that she really thought there were some people in the ANC that she could negotiate a new government with for 2024. You really? Die DA sê, die federale leier sê, dat hulle het regtig gedink daar is ANC-lede in die DA, in die ANC, ja, so, ANC-lede in die DA, dat daar ANC-lede is, met wie hulle nog kon praat om 'n negotiated settlement vir 'n nuwe staat om te beheer. Julle het opgegee. Jacques, they've surrendered. Nou ek weet die Vryheidsfront plus almal met, maar ons is nie genoeg nie. En die probleem is, daai leiers is almal 60. Die leiers is 70. Hulle is 80. Dis tyd dat nuwe bloed 50 dat ons inkom en dat ons opstaan en hierdie mense teenstaan met alles wat ons het, Jacques. We've got to get up now. Stop bickering and buggering around with each other and killing each other and stabbing each other in the back. You know, Joost was a person that made a mistake, but Joost van der Westhuizen at a stage was the best scrum half in the world. 60, 70,000 people got up for that guy. He fell on his knees and he became a human and they wrote him off. We did exactly the same to Hansie Cronje. We have a thing in this country that we annihilate each other. Ons steek mekaar in die rug. Ons kan nie saam staan. Wie is die demokratiese verkose boereleier van die Republiek? Stil, nee, kriek, kriek. Kriek, kriek. Kriek, kriek. Hierdie is die klank van die kleinste viooltjie in die wêreld wat absoluut boggerrol speel. Kriek, kriek. Ek wag al vir 16 maande. Ek het 'n uitnodiging gestuur, ek het gevra, ek wil graag die boerevolk, die Afrikaner leier, wat verkose is, demokraties deur die volk, wil hom ontmoet. Want ons het 1765 Afrikaner organisasies. Annemarie, my carer. I care for you. Hoor jy? 1765 Afrikaner, Suidlanders, Westlanders, Noordlanders, Ooslanders. Nederlanders, Afrikaners, Ooslanders, binnelanders, buitelanders. As soveel landers, as hulle sê, luister gou Neel, môre is daar kak in hierdie land. Ons gaan na 46,000 damme toe trek. Almal met 'n karavaan en 'n trailer en 'n 308, dan gaan ons mekaar sê, right, kom ons verdedig die republiek. Waar is die res? Okay, dan braai ons maar. Hi, Jacques. Ja, en dis waar. Ek wil dit vanaand hierso sê. Ek is 'n groot vriend van generaal Isak van Sail. Ek is. Ek ondersteun sonder enige skaamte die Boerelegioen in die Republiek van Suid-Afrika. Ek het al meer as 3-4 keer persoonlike onderhoude gehad met generaal van Sail. Christo Jonk, great mens, was 'n generaal in die Boerelegioen. Hy het ons geleer. Hy het ons vertel wat is die kultuur en ek wil vir Christo vanaand sê as hy luister. Jy sal altyd 'n UIM lid bly en jy sal altyd 'n eremens wees, my hart en my broer. Maar die Boerelegioen, ek staan by hulle. Net soos ek by ander Afrikaner organisasies staan. Maar omdat ek by hulle staan, beteken dit nie dat ek nie by jou staan nie. Maar daar begin ons alweer. As ons net die boerevolk, as ons net die Afrikaner kan bymekaar kry. Ek is nou in die government. Jacques, I am now in government. I'm a senior councillor, I'm a whip. I'm a councillor of the city of Cape Town. We have a councillor in Joburg and a councillor in Durban. This party is not an insignificant party. And you see how I fight in that council. Why? Ek is bang vir hulle nie. I'm not scared of them. En daar's nog baie goed wat by my gaan uitkom, Jacques. Baie goed waar ons hierdie ANC gaan maak, dat dit is die laaste jaar in hulle lewe wat hulle gaan staan op 'n baljet. En al kos dit my lewe. Al kos dit my lewe. Dit is hoe erg dit is nou in hierdie land. Ons moet nou ophou nonsens met mekaar praat. Ek maak gou hierdie punt klaar. Ons land is in die moeilikheid. We are failed state. There's no more infrastructure. Roads are crumbling. There are no more electronic services. There are no more public transport services. There are absolutely no more fuel. Eskom is moer toe uitgegaan. There's no more state SOEs. We've sold SAA. We've bankrupted Denel. We have absolutely fraudulently taken money for masks. Ek sien hulle het alweer vandag 7.3 biljoen rand gekry by die Wêreldbank. Suid-Afrika. Jacques, there was a time in this country where we had no IMF loans. We were independent. SA Spoorweë, SAL. Nou, ek kan dit sê. Hier kom jy, is jy reg vir die punt? Is jy reg vir die exclusive? No one can say Neil de Beer is a racist when he says that. Want ek was 32 jaar in die ANC. So as ek sê, julle het ons goed gevat in die voor daai jaar en nou het julle net gemors. Ek kan dit sê. Wie anders is Jacques? They can't tell me, oh, I am white minority capital. I helped them become businessmen. So what are they going to tell me? What's Julia's? What's Frankie, Frederickie Malema? Wat gaan hy vir my sê in 'n ding? Nou nie dat ek 'n ding met hom wil hê nie, want ek sal hom seker iets anders wil sê. Jacques, het ek nie vir Frikkie uitgedaag 18 maande gelede vir 'n debat in die publiek nie. Weet jy hoekom hy nooit aanvaar het nie? Do you know why Frikkie Malema never accepted to debate me anytime, any place, anywhere? Well, firstly, in those times, he couldn't fit into an overall. Secondly, he doesn't have the mind capacity to find anything except fire guns on a pavilion and push police around. Hy moet aan ons kom ruk. Waar het ek hom gekry? Brackenfell, né? Jacques? Ek het vandag gesit en wag vir Brackenfell. Ek het op die TV gesê ek is hier. Het hy gekom? No show. Probably couldn't get a ticket. Dis hy Louis Vuitton handsakkie. Maar ek sê nou vir jou, I'm a politician and I've got no fear. Sit ons daar. Hulle is banggatte, man. Hulle is banggatte. Dis wat hulle is. En as Julius my moet sien, gaan hy vir my nie kan praat oor racism nie. Hy gaan nie met my kan praat oor economic freedom nie, because I'm a banker, and he said a banker, and he won't be able to talk to me about white minority capital. What a lot of rubbish. So you know why? Hulle is in hulle hel met my. En daar sê, een van die manne het nou net gevra ek moet dit doen. Frikkie, hier sê, lanklaas vir jou gegee, sommer dubbel ene. Daar sê, triple ice.
You know what? Now, I think you have come back twice as strong because, you know, for a person that just recovered from cancer, that's still in hospital, that just spent 2 days in the hospital, that's still in hospital with a drip in his arm. I'm afraid to see what you're going to be like when you are 100% well. So, I think,
Oh yeah.
Because I think you are even more fired up now in your weakened state than you were before you went to hospital. So that's great to see.
I know, Jacques, I've been seeing how people die.
Yeah.
I've been seeing how people cry. I've seen South Africans on their knees. This COVID joke. Not a joke, but this perpetual COVID money. The masks outside. Ek wil gepraat oor die maskers. Brand hulle. Brand hulle. Jy weet, as ek nou in die hospitaal was nie. Brand jou masker. Dis 'n klug. I don't get it, Jacques, am I dumb? Het is ons almal nou gefoffel. Het ons nou almal taljaard in ons brein gekry, kalk. Buite mag jy 'n masker dra. Dan stap jy in 'n mall in 'n restaurant. 5 meter dan moet jy jou masker afhaal. Nou, wat het hier gebeur? Wat het in 30 meter, so dis 'n COVID zone? It's rubbish. Don't I get it? You're brainwashed. Take your mask off. As almal van ons masker afhaal, wat gaan hulle maak? Hulle kan nie eens die mense toesluit in die Kaap nie, man. Bekkie, stoeltjie, tafeltjie, tsele, jou dom donor. You know, if you had one IQ, Becky, the other one would be lonely. What a rubbish of a minister. I tell him to take me to court, Jacques. Wil jy nie in daai hofsaak wees nie? Wil jy nie waar hy my aankla van laster? Jy kan dit nie spel nie, jou ongehoopte fashionado. You were fined not competent as a general, man. Sis, krijg nou so spoeg. Het ons nie lemonade of iets. Huh? Incompetent. Nie net ek sê so nie, Steinhuisen vra, maar Steinhuisen vra ek my elke dag, point of order. Remove this man. What a joke, 10 June. What a joke happened on 10 June. I thought we were going to bring the country to standstill, Jacques. No one came out. Weet jy hoekom? Gatvol. You asked me a very important question. Is it over for this country? Do we still have hope? Yes. Terwyl hy dit doen. Jacques, doen dit. Goed, maak so. Maak so. Terwyl hierdie ding dit doen, is our hope. Well, there's this in your chest. We will bring it. We will bring it on. We will bring on change in this country because it's God divined. So there's hope. Failed state, but that's a government, not a failed country. Failed government, not a failed country. Failed government state, not a failed South African people. Ons is trots Suid-Afrikaans, man. So ja, ons het 'n staat wat totaal plat geval het. Ons het kriminele, maar ons is nie gemors nie. Suid-Afrikaners is nog steeds 'n ongelooflike nasie. Ons is al deur baie, my broer. Ons is al deur baie, ons is deur apartheid, ons is deur nuwe lande, ons is deur ou lande. 'n Vlag maak nie 'n land nie. 'n Naam soos Kabega maak nie 'n land nie. 'n Nasie maak 'n land. 'n Kultuur maak 'n land. Jy kan ons vlae wegvat en ons standbeelde afbreek. Jy kan ons loetjies stop en ons hofsaake vat. Dis waar ons is. Hoi, enigiets anders?
Yeah, you just answered you just answered the next 5 questions that I was going to ask you. You just answered them in one go. Another question that I wanted to ask you obviously was whether or not South Africa had reached its point of no return. I think you answered that by saying that there's hope for this country.
Sorry, Jacques, not much. There's hope, but there's no time.
Yeah.
There will always be hope when you find God. Hope comes with God. You know, you don't have to be a Christian, Jacques, to believe, hey? To so many of us, God has come in our lives and He's let us down. Hierdie ou is dood, hierdie ou is oorlede, hierdie ou is siek, hierdie ou is dit. But you are fundamentally a good guy. Your trust in God might be tempted. Your trust in God might be waning, and your trust in God may be on the floor, and you get cancer, and you lose your business, and you don't win elections, and you lose someone, and you go into this whole thing where you go, "Ja, sou jy het my verlaat." God never left you. We left Him. I see. Hy's in my are. Hy's in my kamer. Nee, hy's hier. Don't give up on God. But we don't have time. This country is running out of time. And we are coming to that point, Jacques, I'm sorry. We are not going to make 5 years in this country under this government. Ons moet verenig. And the UIM is that country. The UIM is that party. We don't have the funding. Ons het onsself befonds oor 3 maande. Ons het 3 sitplekke en 3 metros gekry. We always ask for money, Jacques. We're not asking for money. Show me the millions and millions the DA got from the Oppenheimers. Our money comes from Johan van Schalkwyk, Werner Dievenage, Barend du Plessis, Tertia Winterbach, Eunice Coetzee, Claudine Smit, Barbara Hougaard en Andries van Tonder. Dis waar ons 200, ons 100, ons 300 rand vandaan kom. En ek sê nou, die Here het gevat brood en hy het vis gevat en hy het gebreek. Jy weet daai dag toe ek daar so in Johannesburg is, toe vertel ek die storie daar die saal van die 5 brood en die 4 visse. En hoe die Here die brode gevat het en gebreek het en die een ou staan na die tyd op, hy sê, meneer die president, ons weet jy's nie in God, maar dis die ander kant om, dit was 5 visse en nie 5 brode. Sê ek vir hom is reg, hy sê, maar jy's vergewe, die storie het deurgekom, die Here gee. Ons 100 rand, ons 200 rand van Martha en Johan en Barend, Sipho, ja Sipho, uit Soweto. Tertia is hier onder in die Kaap. Jacques in East Bay. Daai 100 rande gaan duisende rande raak. Daai duisende gaan miljoene raak. En dan gaan ons parlement toe. Dis wat ons is. That's what I pray today.
And then just the final question. The other day I looked at some stats on Google. And it seems that the non-voters in South Africa almost outnumber the voters 2-1.
Oh, absolutely. 19 million.
Yes. So do you think the reason why why that many people don't vote, is it because, do you think it's because people feel that their individual vote or voice won't make a difference? Have they lost hope? Or do you think it's a logistical problem maybe? And how do we solve it?
3 reasons. They don't have someone to trust. They don't have a leader. Hulle het nie 'n leier nie. Die leiers wat ons nou het, Steenhuisen, Groenewald, Bantu, Almisa, Cyril Ramaphosa, Kenny, dit is Frikkie. Sal jy vir hulle stem? Nee, daar begin dit. Watter leier staan in hierdie land in God op? 'n Leier. Who will get up and face this dragon in their face? Wie gaan soos 'n klein, jy weet, Jacques is soos 'n Rottweiler en 'n klein Fox Terrier. En hy Rottweiler woef en dan kom hy Fox Terrier en spring op en nap. Al wat hy hond doen is woef, maar hy terrier. The UIM is 'n klein terrier, my broer. Ons byt jou hier. Ons byt jou by die kake. En daar's nie 'n Fox Terrier in die parlement nie, Jacques. Ek bedoel nou 'n Fox-terrier met 'n IK. As die een Fox-terrier wat kan beklei maar wat nog kan dink nie. Hulle verloor dit, man. Hey, hier's hy. Hy sit in elke Suid-Afrikaner. So nommer 1, daar's nie leiers nie. They don't know who to vote for. Number 2, they have voter apathy. They believe that one vote can't count. Boy, did we prove them wrong. Jacques, we proved them wrong that one vote, we lost certain places by 15 votes, 100 votes. So people have voter apathy. They must get taught, no, your vote is secret, your vote counts. And lastly, they don't have the info. They don't have the education. Hulle het net die onderrig nie. Hulle het nie die intellek. Hulle is nie dom nie. Ons is nie ingelig nie. And that's what the ANC did on purpose. The ANC stopped to actually educate our people. They just carried on with non-education. Why? If you want to steal, if you want to govern, if you want to oppress, keep the people dumb. 28 years the ANC has kept this population dumb so that they can rule them, regulate them like in the apartheid era. Nothing's changed. Go back. Nothing's changed. They're still poor. Tonight in Cape Town, they are 3/4 underwater. They have no electricity, no hope, no housing, but they are kept dumb. Yeah, publish it. They kept our nation uneducated. That's what I'm trying to say. Not dumb. Hulle het hulle probeer glad nie onderrig gee nie. Daar's die 3. No leadership, no faith in one vote, no education. And if you don't fix that, 19 million, 20 million people, you know what's the worst? The ANC has never got more than 10 million votes in 28 years. And there are more than 28 million eligible voters. Isn't that shocking? Now, Jacques, if 8 million people in this country votes for the UIM, and we get 25% of the African majority vote, I'm president. Not 20 million, not 25 million. 11 million people must go to the ballot. And we've got 19 million that never voted in the last election. If only 11 million of those 19 million can wake the hell up, go to the ballot box, we can remove a draconian state. That's it.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I think this is the hardest, this is probably the biggest message that we are trying to share with people every single day, is just to get people to just start, involving themselves with politics, because what, politics is a taboo subject at a braai or at a friend's house or in a discussion.
Because they've made it taboo. Politics is you. Kyk, hier sit ek. Kyk, daar sit jy. An attorney, a person that was studying at the late of his career, over 40, to become an advocate. You're the Secretary General of a political party. My God, can you imagine me and you 20 years ago when we were at my christening of my boy, toe ons vir Ries, and Connor, it was Connor, when you became Ries, when you became Connor's in Brakpan, when you became Reese's godfather. Can you imagine me and you saying that in 2022 we will be in politics? No. But here we are. And the only reason we got involved in politics is because the politicians that are there today they're bad. They're terrible. And if you're not involved in politics, you don't have the vote, you don't govern. You have no electricity. So we entered this politics to fight politicians, to remove them. Every person, I don't know, Jacques, if you can see on the top, I'm seeing 413 people. I don't know how many people are on your live.
No, 803. We were at 845 at a stage.
Okay, I'm stuck at 413. But if this must be the highest live we've ever had. I think we have times it by 4. Why? Because the people came tonight to hear the truth. Hulle is siek en sat vir leuns. Hulle is siek en sat vir geen hoop, diefstal, mormor, dikgevrete, suits, karre, champagne, Porsches, en Zondo wat niks doen nie. Die Zondo-kommissie wat nog nie een minister toegesluit het, na 1,3 biljoen rand. Skandaal op skandaal. Nou hierdie ding met Pala. Jacques, het maak nie saak of die president 'n biljoenêr is nie. Jy mag nie daai kapitaal in jou huis hê nie. Dis die wet. So as jy die wet gebreek het en jy het $4 miljoen in jou huis, jy's amper $3,9 miljoen oor jou $100,000 wat jy kan hê, maar jy moet dit nog steeds by die reservebank, moet jy dit nog steeds verklaar. And you cannot do cash transactions like that without authority in foreign currency. Wow, stop met al die ander gemors, Jacques. Forget about all the other rumors and scandals. Net daai twee. Het jy foreign currency van hierdie bedrag by jou huis gehad? En het jy in foreign currency sonder 'n sertifikaat van die SA Reservebank getrade en SARS? Het jy of het jy nie? As jy sê jy het, dan is jy skuldig. As hy. Vergeet die ander goed, hoor. Martelings en arrestasies en dreigemente en omkoop en geld. Het jy of het jy nie? Het jy of het jy nie dit gehad onder jou matras nie? Rama, is dit? En nou maak ons smoke screens en al die ander klas. Jacques, it's simple. He transgressed the Foreign Currency Act of this republic. He committed a crime. Therefore, pew.
And honestly, what do you think is going to happen to him?
God protect us if the deputy of this country, Didi David, the terrible Mabuza, becomes president of this Republic of South Africa. We are going to go from the frying pan straight into Mordor's volcano. Murtu. So now are we okay? Let's choose the better of the both. Whoa. Are we saying that we've come to a point in this country where we will exonerate a sitting president from a statutory crime because he's better the devil we know? Yo, that's bad. So we are going into tough times. Doc, there's two alternatives. Only two alternatives in this country. We need a referendum. We need an immediate national election referendum because we are about to lose a country in the next 2 years. If the president is so confident that the ANC and him, that they carry still the vote and the support of the people of this republic, I hereby, for the first time publicly, Mr. President, challenge you to call out an early referendum. And this referendum must be one question. Will the South African public approve of an immediate national snap election? That's the referendum. We demand a referendum in this country. It is constitutional. It is by law agreed that a referendum may be called by the President of the Republic of South Africa. And hereby, officially, tomorrow, we are issuing through your office a letter to the President, to the Speaker of Parliament, from the office of the Secretary General of the UIM, a registered IEC party, that we hereby, on behalf of the people and the citizens of this country, demand an immediate national referendum on snap elections nationally to be brought forward, due to the fact that we believe that more than 60 to 70% of the people of this republic hereby reject the governance of a political party that is ruling them today. I hope,
Amen,
we will get support. I hope the 830 people listening to me tonight will go talk to another 830 people. Ek hoop 830 mense gaan praat vanaand, môreoggend met 830 nog oor wat hier gebeur het vanaand. Die waarheid. Maar as ons nie nou 'n referendum kry nie, dan is daar net een ander opsie en ek wil nie dit publiek maak nie.
Thank you, Neil. Yeah, thank you for that.
Sorry,
Yo.
Jacques, I can tell you one thing. One of the most wisest guys I've ever met in my life, through book and knowledge, not personally, is one of the top 5 I want to lunch with. So people always ask me, who are the top 5 people you would like to have lunch with? And the normal one is Mandela. To me, I would like to sit down with Judas Iscariot. I'd like to have a lunch with Judas. I'd like to meet Judas. Because there's a couple of things I would like to ask him. So it's not Jesus. I've met Jesus. I'd like to meet Judas. Don't you think that would be so interesting? The
I
second
never thought of that, but yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. The second person I'd like to meet is Winston Churchill. I'd like to have tea with Winston. Then there was a guy that I absolutely admired. And I still believe that this person, I never met him, obviously, it was before my time. But his name is Napoleon Bonaparte. And the reason why, and obviously the other person I'd like to meet was the Lady Prime Minister, Golda Meir of Israel. A lot of interesting stuff. But anyway, but Jacques, I'd like to ask Napoleon, when he sat on St. Helena Island, he said 3 things very important, and I'd end by that tonight. 1, the victor writes history. So the person that wins, he's the one that writes the history books. Number 2, Napoleon said, and this was a fundamental thing, he said, history is a pack of lies agreed to by many. Because what do you think America will write about their history in Iraq? That they were murderers, that they infiltrated a country creating weapons of mass destruction presentation that ended up to be, would they write that in their history? No. Would Palestine write in their history that the ongoing fight in the Middle East is just as much the one side and the other? Would Israel acknowledge? They're waiting for the victor. So that was the second, but here's the last one. Very important. The last statement Napoleon made was, and this is a shocking one, he said, when the people become angry, when the people lose hope, and when the people fear, revolution comes to the Bastille and breaks down the gates of the castle.
Neil, it was an honor to have you.
Thank you.
On this live tonight. Thank you for sharing so much of your personal life. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, and thank you for sharing your past experiences. And once again, unfortunately, digging up your past. I know that sometimes you must be so tired of doing that, but thank you nonetheless for telling us once again just a little bit about just a little of bit of yourself and the path that you have walked up until now, or the road that the road that you took to get where you are now. So thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate it. I know that you are still in hospital and that you're still recovering, and that you should actually be in bed now. Your nurse is going to phone me now and shout at me. But we really appreciate it, and we have a lot of respect for you for doing what you did tonight, despite your condition. And we are hoping to get you back as soon as possible at full health. I'm still going to remain on this live. I see there's a lot of people that have requested to join us. I think there's a lot of people that maybe wanted to ask you some questions.
Jacques, why don't you let 1 or 2 in?
Let me see if I can add somebody. Let's ask Lynn.
Nog so 10 minute.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can add Lynn so the 3 of us can share the screen. I've never done it before. I've never had 3 people on, so let's see if we can do it. just takes a couple of seconds normally, so just
Sure.
bear with me.
Technology.
Technology and load shedding.
Ek kom nog van die dae van die posduif, die telex en die beeper.
I see we are having trouble adding Lynn. Let me see if I can add someone else.
Yeah, let's see if someone.
Let me add Wendy Lockett. Let's see if we can add Wendy.
I think I doubt it, Jacques. Is there any questions anybody has asked that you want to pick out that I've not answered maybe?
Yeah, I just, if somebody can maybe Marlizay or somebody can just indicate to me whether or not I can do as you know, 3 people on the screen at once. Otherwise, you guys must just quickly post your questions on this live to see if we can maybe just so that Neil can maybe just answer a few of your questions, if you don't mind.
Ah, there we are.
Oh, there's Kurt. Yeah, so it's possible. Hi, Kurt.
I'm the lucky one.
My main
Yeah,
man.
man. I must just say this. I am so fired up after listening to our president again. Sure, you were missed. Wow, wow, wow. Whew.
Our youth leader. This is our main. God bless you. How are you?
I'm good, and yourself, Mr. President?
Standing in God, standing in faith, standing in South Africa.
Yo, you were missed, man. Hearing you talk tonight, I can't wait for you to come back. Woo! It's amazing.
Good.
It's incredible.
Is there any question you have ever wanted to ask me and you've never had time? And tonight is that time. Anything one thing you've always wanted to ask.
Why do you believe that you can become the president of South Africa?
I believe that because I think God has anointed and led me here.
I believe you can become the president of South Africa.
Amen. And God says, if thou shalt believe it, proclaim it. It's not
different.
You know, we ask God for nothing. You know, we say to God, give us a Corolla. Nee, man. Ask him for a... We ask him for a Polo watch. Nee, man. Ask him for a Breitling. We ask God for 2,000 Rand. No. Ask him for 2 million Rand. But when you ask God for 2 million, then believe that God will give you 2 million. Don't say, give me 2 million and then go, I gaan dit vir my nooit gee nie.
Sure.
This is the thing with belief. This is the wrong thing about belief and our faith, is that we ask someone that says, I'll believe in me, and you don't trust that man to deliver.
Sure. Most definitely.
So in our life, we say we want an anointing on your life, Jacques. We want an anointing on Kurt's life. We want an anointing on people that are poor tonight, people that are sleeping outside in this weather, people that are currently struggling with drug problems, people that are habitually stealing and people don't recognize they're not thieves, they're sick, they're ill, they need help. People that sit there without moms, people that sit there without work. It's time that you wake up and believe in you and believe in mighty Christ. It's time to put that behind you, the doubt, and say, he's taken away from me, which I wanted. He has not delivered always on time, but there's one thing. You will not break my faith. You will not take away my empathetic idea that God is a living God. And hy gaan heel maak wat seer is. Dit gaan 'n jaar vat. Dit gaan 10 jaar vat. Dit gaan 30, 40 jaar vat. Hy gaan jou gesond maak. Want op die einde van die dag, dis die hoop vir die land, Kurt. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Jacques.
Thanks, Kurt. Thanks for joining us.
Keep going.
Always a pleasure.
Wie's nog
Okay, let's see who else. Let's try Wendy again. Wendy, I'm going to give you another chance. I just want to see if we can add you. Obviously, I've established now that this works. So the problem is not on my side.
Yeah. Let's try someone else. One more.
Yeah. Let's see if we can just add. Eugene. Let's see if we can't bring Eugene. Let's just try Eugene. Okay, sorry. Let me just cancel that one. All right, Eugene from our Eugene. Eugene is trying to connect. He's been trying to connect for 3 weeks. So I'm hoping this time he's lucky.
Ek dink daar waar hy is sukkel hulle maar. Hy's mos in where is he?
And Secunda.
In Secunda. Yeah.
Yes.
Problem is he's too close to Eskom.
Yes, he's close to all those power stations.
I'll try one more and then I have to go.
All right, let's see if we can just try one more. I don't know why I think people have all of a sudden have gone shy.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a familiar face that you will instantly recognize.
Let's pray.
Let's just give it 2 or 3 seconds.
Will I recognize the person?
Yes, you will. I don't know where she's disappeared to now. Let's just try it again. Patience is the key.
Patience is a godly virtue. Nelson Mandela used to say, you can listen to me, it doesn't mean that you are hearing me.
Okay, I see that it was Melissa that tried to connect now, but I see she's also having difficulties connecting.
I think we've come, there we are.
Oh, there's Denise. Denise Seagull.
I made it.
My absolute solid rock, Denise.
How are you, Neil?
Now, right now, you are the blessing that came up in my last minute. So, hey, divine, I am well, Denise. Denise is one of my greatest, most loved supporters in my life. And I just want to tell you, Anna-Marie, the carer says she's scared of you and she's making sure I'm fine.
No. I'm first in line, tell her.
Denise, my darling, how are you?
I'm well. How are you, Neil?
I'm blessed. I'm still in hospital, hopefully, in God willing, tomorrow out, getting stronger. But what a session tonight, Denise, more than, I think, Jacques, 2 hours, eh?
Yes. Oh, it's at 1.5.
What did you think, Denise?
It's unbelievable.
It was great. And I'm so happy you are still there. You are always with us till the end, eh?
Till death do us part.
Yes. Denise, do you want to ask me any question?
All I wanted to ask you was if Anna-Marie is looking after you, because that is most important to get you back.
She's sitting here, my carer, you know, Anna-Marie. Hoog is a person that owns her own caring company. He's got more than 20, 30 carers out there. She works out of the Strand. And she's the owner of that business. And when she heard of my problem, because I've got a stoma bag and I've got all of that, she sleeps here on the floor. She's got stays there. She never leaves my side. And Anna-Marie, to you, you're an absolute God blessing. So, julle wil seker vir haar sien, né?
Yes, please.
Anna-Marie, that's the man. You've got to look after and get him out and up and running.
Yes.
So daar's my carer, Anna-Marie. Sy's altyd daar en hey, she's been with me 3 weeks, but a blessing. And Jacques, I want to end off just by saying to everybody, Denise, God bless you. Thank you for this
Be well, Neil.
privilege of letting me be here. I love you. I love every one of you. I will be back. This is nothing. We are ready to come back and take our country back. But we ask everybody, all 1,000 people that's just been live, go talk to people and grow the UIM, because we are the word, the light, the direction, the unity, and the future. Good night, guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Good night, Neil. Good
Pleasure.
night, Denise. Neil, thank you for joining.
Pleasure.
I'm just going to
Good
take
night.
1 or 2 more requests, so you're welcome to stay on and I think there's a lot of people that just want to maybe wish you well, so I'm going to say goodbye to you, but please just carry on watching. Thanks a lot, guys.
Dis trots Suid-Afrikaans.
Yes.
SA eerste, God nommer 1. SA eerste, God nommer 1. Cheers my broer, lekker bly.
Thanks, Neil. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to connect one or two of you. If you maybe just want to leave Neil a final message. Or just make a comment or ask him a question. Let's see if we can maybe get an answer. Maybe he can type the answer on the screen, or we can maybe answer that question tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'm having some difficulty adding some of you. I don't know why. I'm having a lot of difficulty adding Melissa. Let's just give, let's see if we can give Peter Bates. Let's see if we can add Peter to this. Yeah, to this live. Hi, Peter.
Hello, I'm phoning from the UK. How are you doing?
Hey, nice to see you. Nice to see you. I'm glad. Thanks for joining. I'm glad I could connect you.
Yeah, it was just amazing, eh? Yes, this was the best thing ever in my life again, to have Neil and all of you back in our life. It's like, got tears. My husband's also like, wow. It's so cool, eh? Like, just have to say thank you and good recovery, and wow, I'm just so happy. And I can't wait to vote in the general elections. I'm in the UK, so I'm allowed to vote in that. And I'm a loyal member, and I love you all so much. Just to say
Thanks
thank
a lot,
you.
Peter. Yeah, that means a lot from you. You know, coming from all the way from the UK. So I'm glad to see that you guys are still, you know, carrying the flag on that side. So thank you so much for that, and thank you for joining.
Always, eh? And we are there for you, all of you. And one day we'll be back in South Africa when it's Neil's president. We'll all be safe and sound. And my family's there, but in Western Cape and in Natal. But we will love and leave you all. And thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Peter. It's nice to meet you.
And all the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Wow, all the way from the UK. Let's see if I can quickly add Mama Joy. Oh, sorry, I can't. Let's try Wendy again. Sorry, guys, I'm just going through the list of requests here. There's a bunch of people that I've tried. I've tried adding a bunch of people here, Wendy Lockett and Lynn, and I'm having difficulties adding you guys. I don't know why, but I am trying my best. Yeah, no success. Let's try the next one. Let's try my good friend, Steve. Thanks, Antoinette. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was great having Neil on this live. Yeah, our viewership shot up to about 850. So I can see Neil is highly in demand, and we're all happy that he's back. Steve.
How's it?
How are you?
You thought it was going to be Mama Joy.
Yeah, but she also sent a request. But I couldn't add her.
Yeah, this is me.
Oh, yeah, are you on two phones now? You're actually cheating. So you're trying to connect on two phones.
I'm clever, Maury.
I can see you're also a bit cold.
Oh, no, it's cold, eh? Listen, man, you know what? What an amazing evening, you know? To see my friend again. Yo, my heart. Daai man is my hartse punt, hoor. And it just makes me so strong again. And I just want to say to the people out there, where is there a political leader anywhere in the world that talks to the people of his country from his hospital bed? After being in hospital and in intensive care for 22, 23 days, and back in hospital, in and out of hospital, not doing well, but still has the chutzpah to come out here and just tell everybody how happy he is, how he loves the people of this nation. That to me is absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
You just don't get it.
that
You don't
deserves
get it
respect.
anywhere.
I have to say, that deserves a lot of
100%.
respect. Yeah.
That just shows complete commitment to the cause and to this country. So I just want to tell Neil, he knows it, that I love him. I'm going to get my wife to be in here and say you love me. Say you love Neil, come here. We love you, Neil. She's in her pajamas, she don't want to talk. Yeah, but yeah, we love him so much and we miss him, and keep strong, brother. Get well soon. And Jacques, thanks for a wonderful session tonight. Awesome.
Thanks, Steve, and thank you for joining. And I can see that you are still red with laughter, so I can see you enjoyed this live very much tonight. And I can pick out the exact spots where you almost had a stroke because you laughed so hard.
Exactly. No, it is wonderful, man. Yo,
But thanks for joining.
I feel so energized.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah,
I'm actually quite scared because I know you're going to phone me 10 times after this live. So
No, you're going to phone me.
I am.
Okay, Jacques. Cool, man. Neil, we love you. Cheers, buddy.
Okay, let's see if I can add Magda. I see people are still not, as people have not left yet, so I'm going to stick around for another couple of minutes just to speak to some more people. So, guys, thank you for still being on this live and for not leaving. I see there's still a couple of requests, so I'm going to see if I can give all of you a chance to just quickly say something. Yeah, just for the record, I'm really trying to add you guys, but some of you, yeah, there's just a message that pops up that says I couldn't connect you. So I don't know what the issue is. I'm trying to connect somebody now as we speak. I'm just going to give it a couple of seconds. Just make sure, guys, that when I accept your request, I don't know if it's sending you a message back. Yeah, no answer from the live video guest. So I think when I accept your request, there's a message that goes back to you that you need to approve as well. So just make sure you do, please, guys. Thanks, Elizabeth. I appreciate it. Yeah. Good evening.
Goeienaand. Ek wil net vir Neil sê hy moet baie sterk wees. Ek weet dit is 'n moeilike taak wat hy deurgegaan het en 'n siekte wat hy gehad het. Ek is nou op die oomblik ook by die huis. Ek was ook so 'n paar maande terug amper weg soos hulle gaan sê. Maar ek wil net vir Neil sê, Neil, ons staan al die pad agter jou en ek is van Komati kragstasie af, so hy weet waar dit is. En ek wil net vir hom sê, vinnige herstel ou broer, en onthou net, Vader hou sy hand oor jou en jy sal gesond word. Baie dankie.
Baie dankie vir die boodskap. Ek waardeer dit en ek weet Neil waardeer dit ook en dankie dat jy ingeskakel het. Ek waardeer dit.
Baie dankie en 'n goeie nagrus vir julle almal.
Dankie vir julle ook. Bye.
Tata.
Tinus van Deventer. Kom ons kyk of ons gou vir Tinus kan connect. Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And yeah, once again, thanks for still remaining on this live. It's nice to speak to all of you. It's nice to listen to your messages as well. Goeienaand.
Goeienaand. Goed en self daarso.
Baie goed, dankie.
Ek wil net sê sterkte vir Neil en alle voorspoed wat nog mag kom.
Baie dankie. Se Tinus.
Dis Tinus, ja.
Tinus, baie dankie. Is daar enigietsie wat jy wou vra of bygelas het of wou jy maar net vir Niel sê sterkte?
Ek wil net vir Niel gesê sterkte en ek het baie waardeer wat hy vanaand gesê het. Dit is so die waarheid wat in ons land aangaan. En as ons almal maar net kan saamstaan, dan sal daar wonderlike dinge gebeur.
100% Tinus. Baie dankie en dankie dat jy ingeskakel het. Ek waardeer dit.
Baie dankie Jacques en sê ook vir Niel duisende dankies.
Ek is seker hy kyk nog
Lekker
Tinus,
aan.
so ek sal en as hy nie kyk nie,
Dis
sal ek vir hom môre die recording speel. So hy sal jou boodskap kry. Baie dankie.
Baie dankie.
Thanks Tinus.
Lekker aand. Bye.
Goeienaand, bye. Deborah Maroney. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Nag Magriet, jy moet lekker slaap, is 'n groot plesier. Dankie dat jy gejoin het. Dankie Sari. Okay, sien nou ons is nou besig om kom ons kyk gou. Ek sien hier's nog 'n paar mense wat wil gesels. Dankie Jolanda. Ek probeer gou vir kom ons kyk of ons vir Sjaal kan opkry hierso.
Dis nie Shaal nie, dis Elsabie. My foon is pap.
Elsabie. Hallo Elsabie, hoe gaan dit?
Elsabie Pelton, ek is nogal.
O, ek wou nou net sê
Nee,
ek het nog nie 'n
Elsabie op
sjaal
Shaal
gesien met
se
sulke
foon,
lang
is my
blonde
kat,
hare soos jy nie, maar okay, so jy's Elsabie.
My foon is
Okay, Elsabie, gaan voort.
so toe het ek op sy foon connect. Okay, daar het ek dit nou seker reg. Ja, nee, ek is die representative vir Jane Sekunda. Al klaar vir die UIM al vir 'n jaar en 'n half. So ek fight saam. En dit is amazing om Neil te sien vanaand. Yes, ek het so ge-worry oor hom. Dit was soos, ja, my president kan nie nou doodgaan nie. So, hy gaan ons land red, ek glo in hom, ek weet dit. En ek is so privileged dat ek hierdie geleentheid kon hê vanaand. Al lyk ek nie op my beste nie, want ek was nou maar deur 'n hartseer met my sussie wat oorlede is, skielik so. Maar ek is so bly Neil is beter en Jacques, dankie vir wat jy doen en wees by sy sy, staan hom sterk.
Dis reg Elsabie, baie dankie en sterkte vir jou ook, maar dankie dat jy gejoin het vanaand en gou ietsie gesê het, ons waardeer dit. Dankie dat jy ons support, baie dankie.
UIM rule! Suid-Afrika kom.
Shamaine, kom ons kyk gou of ons vir Shamaine kan connect. The requests are coming in. There's a lot of people that are requesting to join now and to say a couple of words. So I'm just going to see if I can give as many of you as possible a chance. Shamaine, hello.
Hi, ek wil net vir Neil sê, sterkte vorentoe. Hy's baie inligting wat ons gekry het vanaand. Wat 'n mens nie weet nie, want is nie almal wat op social media is nie. Maar ek wil graag weet, is daar 'n tak in Port Elizabeth? Want ek is wel 'n pensionaar, maar ek is bereid om aan by te sit waarever ek kan. As julle vir my kan die regte mense meer voorstel of byvoorstel.
Shamaine, asseblief, ons wil gesels met jou môre. Jy moet asseblief jou kontakbesonderhede vir ons los. So wat ek dink jy moet doen is, stuur môre vir my 'n e-mail met jou kontakbesonderhede en dan kan ek jou bel, want ons wil bitter graag 'n tak wil stig daar by julle. Ons het nie 'n tak daar nie. Ons het wel verteenwoordigers aan daai kant met wie jy kan praat, maar wat ek dink jy moet doen is kontak my direk dat ek jou kan bel en dan kan ek bietjie met jou gesels, en dan kan ek jou I can point you in the right direction, en ek kan jou in verbinding sit met die regte mense daar. Ek sal baie bly wees as jy ons wil help.
Because jy weet as in die northern areas in Port Elizabeth lyk dit sleg en as baie klein partytjies en is 'n bekleierery en jy weet natuurlik wat gaan aan met ons council hierso. Ons water gaan binnekort afwees en die name word gechange in Port Elizabeth. Dit kry wel priority, jy weet. En ek is regtig bereid om te help want ek is juis besig om te help met waar die kabels en goede gesteel word. Jy weet, ek is juist besig daar met mense, maar die mense weet niks van die UIM nie. En ek gedink as ek nou kan begin daar waar die klein partytjies nou so onder mekaar beklei en wil uitrooi en whatever en niks word gedoen nie, as ons iets sterk JNP kan begin, dan sal ek regtig dit waardeer.
Asseblief Shamaine, asseblief, as jy nou klaar gepraat het, nê, ons het mense wat besig is om hierdie live dop te hou en te monitor. So skryf net asseblief jou nommer op die live. Tik gou jou nommer vir ons in met jou naam en net al jou besonderhede. Dan gaan ons jou môre bel.
Daar sê ek het hom nou deurgestuur.
Dankie Shamaine. Ja, ons kan nou al hierdie almal se boodskappe, almal wat wil help. Ons kort regtig, ons kan doen met hulp en met vrywilligers wat bereid is om te help. Ons wil so graag takke stig. Jy weet reg oor die land en ons is so min mense wat dit probeer doen. So for everybody watching, if you guys want to start a branch in your area, please contact us so that we can get into contact with you and speak to you so that we can get that process on the start with that process, because we want to branch out and we want to be active in as many areas as possible in South Africa. We've got a small working force at the moment. We are about 30 people that are currently volunteering for the party and trying to do everything. So the more the merrier. So Shamaine, dankie vir daai. Waardeer.
The thing is, I'm very familiar with the Eastern Cape because I work with schools and the timetables, etc. So what the result is, I'm prepared, okay, not alone anymore, but to go out to those areas, the rural areas, and try and get this messages across. So yes, we can talk about that on some other time. I wouldn't want to use all your time here now because there's other people that want to talk to you too. Okay.
Baie dankie Shamaine, en ek gesels môre met jou.
Okay. Lekker dag.
Thanks hoor.
Okay.
Bye. Guys, please, I see there's a lot of people now that are putting up their hands and offering assistance. Please just share your contact details on the screen. We are going to go through this entire live tomorrow during the morning. We're going to write down every single person's number and contact details, and we're going to contact you. We need to grow this movement or this party. And if you guys are willing to help, we will be more than appreciative if you guys are going to volunteer to assist us. Like I said, we want to start branches all over South Africa, or at least get representatives in as many areas as possible. So I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for offering your help and assistance, but just leave your contact details on the screen. And to everybody that's saying well done and congratulations and thanking me for the live tonight. Obviously, this live was what it was because of the fact that Neil joined and that he spoke to you guys. So, but thank you once again. Thank you for your kind messages. I really appreciate it. Let me just see if I can maybe add one or two people. Yeah, I see there's a lot of people still requesting to join. So I'm willing to stay online or on this live with you. If you are going to stay, then so will I.
Goeienaand,
Ek kan jou sien jou, gaan met jou. Goed, dankie. Van waar af? Hoe is dit lig by jou?
Ek staan hier so in North Carolina
My
in
goodness,
Amerika.
this is special visit then.
Ek wil net vir julle gesê het Neil ook, ek het politiek hierdie kant geswat en julle het my geïnspireer om terug te kom. Ek wil 'n verskil vir julle kom maak in Suid-Afrika.
Kan jy al môre terugkom?
Ek kyk ek het by die Clinton skool geswat, so ek het voel die Here lei my terug en ek probeer ander ouens so kry om terug te kom en te kom help man. So soos ek sê, ek wil graag deel word en ek's van Pretoria af originally, ek's 21 jaar hierdie kant, maar ek dink julle doen ongelooflike werk. En ek wil net dankie sê vir elke een van julle. Ons hou julle dop van hierdie kant af. Jy weet, en ek vertel die ouens van die UIM, maar ek wil graag op grondvlak om, jy weet, 'n verskil maak by julle.
Asseblief,
my e-mailadres
stuur asseblief vir ons jou kontakbesonderhede of sit dit op die skerm dat ons jou kan in verbinding tree met jou. Dit gaan nou obviously moeilik wees om te bel in Amerika, so sit maar 'n nommer daar en 'n e-mailadres, maar ek sal baie graag met jou in kontak wil in verbinding kan kom, want ja, asseblief, ons het mense soos jy nodig.
Ja, ek is nog my familie is in Pretoria, so ek probeer gereeld, jy weet, deurkom. En ek wil net sê, daar's soveel ouens wat vir my sê, moenie terugkom Suid-Afrika toe nie. Maar ek dink regtig waar, ek meen, ons kan of, jy weet, toegee tot wat in die land gebeur, of ons kan 'n verskil maak. En ekskuus, hy sê bietjie luidrigtig, ek loop my hond op die buitekant, maar ek wou net deelgeneem het en net vir julle gesê het, vir elke een in die land, julle moet, you gotta be hopeful. En die Here is groter, die Here het verniel vir julle gebring vir 'n tyd soos die, en die Here gaan 'n verskil maak in Suid-Afrika. Die Here sien ons raak, so ek dink regtig waar elke een van ons kan 'n bydrae lewer. En ek het verpleegkunde ook geswat, so waar ons kan help met mense, jy weet, voordat ek politiek gedoen het, we're ready to go, om die wêreld, en so, please use us. En dankie
En asseblief, as jy weer Suid-Afrika toe kom, laat weet ons, dan kan ons jou sommer daar by die lughawe gaan sien. Ons kan jou sommer gaan oplaai.
Is reg, is doodreg.
Baie dankie hoor.
Sterkte vir die werk wat julle doen.
Okay, bye bye.
Dankie, mooi bly.
Let's see if we can just, guys, yeah, it's getting a bit late now. I'm just going to take 3 more requests, and then it's going to be, yeah, I think then I'm going to end this live discussion. I think there's a lot of people that want to go to bed now. I'll try and remain on as long as I can. Elrina, baie dankie vir daai inskakeling nou. Al die pad van Amerika af. Ek waardeer dit baie en ons kan nie wag om met jou te gesels nie. Okay, I'm struggling a bit to connect this person. Let me see if I can add Melissa quickly. Melissa!
Hallo!
Uiteindelik, yes, ek het gesukkel om jou vanaand te add hoor.
Ek sien so. Ons sit hier in afwagting om te praat.
Ag, skus man.
Dis okay. Ons wil net vir Niels sê baie dankie dat hy op was in sy siekbed en baie dankie vir die waardevolle inligting wat hy vir ons gegee het. Dit was werklik baie interessant. En ons het hom nog steeds in ons gebede. En ek dink na al hierdie inligting vanaand, as iemand se ore nog nie oop is en hulle oë nog nie oop is, weet ek regtig nie wat hulle gaan doen nie, want Vader weet, hy het so baie inligting vir ons weer eens op die tafel gelê. En ek dink almal moet net begin saamwerk om korrupsie te begin bekamp, want ek dink as hy president gaan wees, gaan meeste van daai mense so in opstanding kom, hulle gaan so teenkant in wat hy wil doen en waarvoor ons staan. Ons moet sommer nou al begin en inspring en van meets af begin om 'n verskil te begin maak voordat hy president is, dat ons al die roupunte kan uitwys. Ek dink net hy het ons so nodig in hierdie tyd. Hy was so stil vir 'n lang tyd en in al die praat wat hy vir jou gegee het vanaand kan jy sien, the number one on his heart is Suid-Afrika. Hy worry nog steeds net oor sy land en oor sy medemens. Hy's min gepla oor waartoe hy moet gaan. Maar weet jy kan sien, God het hom regtig gedra en hy het hom baie sterk gehou. En dit is seker mense wat mense nodig het, want jy het iemand nodig wat regtig in en uit in God se voetspore stap. Dis om God hom 'n tweede kans gee. Ja, en ons wil net hy met gesond raak en hy kan uitkom en hy kan kom braai, want die vleis en die koring goed wag, ons moet nie braai. Ja, en Arnold is ook hier. Arnold, kom hier so, kom hier. Kom hier. Hy het sy jagbaadjie aan, maar hy gaan bed toe.
Ek het my slaapklere aan, my jagklere.
Hallo Neil.
Hallo Arnold.
Was 'n awesome live gewees. En Neil fight hierdie World Cup en dit lyk asof ons gaan wen. En dis wat so awesome is. If we could only have a rugby World Cup moment every day in this country, it's going to be amazing. Because that's why we're staying, that's why we're here, and that's why we're going to make the difference. And we're ready to go. And yeah, Jacques, thanks for a wonderful live. It has been, it is exciting. And Steve actually said it well. You know, we all re-energized after this half an hour that Neil could actually speak. It was so funny because you had all the questions and he answered them without you asking him because he had them already. So, you know, he's fired up. But we need to obviously look after him and we need to do the hard work and he will take us, we will walk this road with him.
Yeah.
He will be the president.
Yeah.
Have a nice
100%.
evening. To
Thanks,
all the
guys.
UIM supporters and members and future members, we're there for you. Okay, have a nice evening.
Thanks guys. Arnold, gaan half vir Melissa tissue.
So.
Laat ek my bril op sit dan kyk. Ja, nee,
Hi,
Jacques,
guys.
ek het sommer al die nommers vir jou neergeskryf. Ek sal nou gou vir jou sommer e-mail. Okay.
Okay, baie dankie. Ek waardeer dit. Thank you.
Plesier en julle moet 'n lekker aand hê en baie dankie.
Selfe vir jou. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Guys, yeah, I think this is, I'm going to sign off now. I just want to thank you, every single one of you that joined tonight. Neil has left and we're still sitting with 330 people still watching this live. Thank you to every single person tonight that volunteered to help us. This has never happened before in a live where people have come on and openly volunteered to help us and to serve the party and to assist us, and people contacting us from abroad, from the UK, from the USA. It's so great to see that we have support, you know, in other countries, not only in South Africa, but even in the United States and even in the UK. We've got our supporters there. Guys, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you to every single person that joined in tonight and that left Neil a message or wished him well. Thank you to Neil for joining us tonight in his condition that he is. I mean, you guys saw he's got a drip in his hand. He's still very, very sick. He's much better, but he's still sick. He's still in hospital, and he took the time to speak to every one of us tonight. And not only did he speak to us, but you could see he was fired up. There's nothing wrong with the passion. The passion is still there. In fact, I think even more so. I think Neil is twice as fired up as he was before he went to hospital. So I can't wait to speak to you guys next week, Wednesday. We're going to do this again, hopefully with Neil again. Hopefully this is something that's going to continue from now on going forward. Thank you so much to all of you once again, and thank you for joining me tonight, and have a great evening. Have a good night, and yeah, I'll contact those people that shared their numbers with us tonight. We will be contacting you tomorrow morning. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great night, and yeah, all the best. See you next week. Cheers.